Welcome back to another video. So this will be the case study Tripo mesh segmentation, and we have over here, as you can see, a gear reducer. So currently this is not exactly that visible, but we see over here the shaft, we see the gears over here within the middle, and we see the casing. So I'm really curious how mesh segmentation within Tripo will work. As you can see over here, I went for detailed, so I'm expecting to see individual gears and the shaft separated. I'm not actually expecting to see the bearings and other components. As you know, Tripo is not intended for mechanical design, so I do think that this will be a simple approach based on the input. And we're going to see the input as well over here, because the input is actually a print screen from SolidWorks. Now we see over here that the mesh is still being generated. So we see over here, even though it's stating that it's 1 second for generation, we see that this will still require a bit of time. Keep in mind that I went over here for detailed. If I'm going to go on home and I will redo the same generation we see over here, but in this case, I'm just going to go for balance because I want to compare those. So we see over here generating parts. This went now within balance. So balance will generate this between 6 and 15 individual components over here. We see this is currently being generated. So I also want to showcase this in real time, because usually when you go for detail, the waiting time is not exactly as stated over there. So we see over here, we do have the preview for this one as well. And I can already see the shaft and the lower casing over here. I'm just going to go again and I will redo the same in this case, but using simple. So the same single image input. We see over here, those will be the 3 shafts. We see over here the gears. So this will be set to simple, and this will only generate around, let's say, we see over here between 3 and 6 parts. I do expect to see the cogs individually, but not the shafts and other elements. Now we have this being generated over here, so I decided not to speed up the video and show the exact speed of this. Keep in mind that if you want to work with rapid meshes, Tripo has this smart mesh feature over here. As you can see in this case, this is only available for triangles. And if I want to create a low poly, 5,000 polygons for this, I can hit generate. This will create a new iteration. And this will actually process really fast. So smart meshes are really fast. And as you can see over here, for the other inputs over here, I also requested mesh segmentation, and that will require a bit of time. But we see over here, in this case, this will be the low poly. So we do have the individual shafts. We do have the gears, but they are not segmented over here. I can go again for a smart mesh in this case, but I'm going to go with the highest amount of poly for smart mesh. This will be set to 20,000. Again, if I will hit generate, this will reprocess. As you can see over here, their smart topology mesh algorithm works really fast. Again, this is not mainly intended for mechanical use, like I'm using this within this case study, but I want to see how the mesh segmentation will go. We can already see over here that this will be the output. So overall, it's not too bad over here. As we can see, we have the individual shafts. The number of gears, it's as following. The only problem is that those gears are not actually interlocking. So we see over here the green and the yellow one, they are misaligned over here, and the red and blue over here as well. So that's a minus. And we do have the first segmented mesh over here. I can already see from the previous is this went into multiple components, but we do have a little bit of better alignment over here. So we see those 2 gears, they will interlock. It's not perfectly aligned, but it's still pretty good. And over here as well with the blue one and the red one. And we do have for this the mesh segmentation. So as you can see, this is the reference. If I'm going to go over here within segment, we have the following mesh segmentation. So some of the The gears were segmented like this. As you can see, they are made from halves. As I can see over here within this segmentation, this is also intended if you want to do some assembly maybe using 3D printer. If you can't maybe 3D print a cog that large, they will split it like this. But yeah, we see over here this shaft and the gear, they are a single component. The other one over here, that gear has been splitted in the middle. This shaft, I'm really curious how that red shaft, so it's actually not being filled. We have the possibility over here to go within field parts, but as you can see, this is still in, let's say, beta, and it will not actually understand the exact purpose of that shaft so that it will be filled with material on the inside. And this will be the next step for generative AI. So the 3D generation of the mesh, this is pretty well defined as we can see, so really good geometry. But the overall segmentation is not done according to the requirements. So in this case, the algorithm doesn't really understand what it has created over here. And I'm pretty sure that the next milestone will be to add some additional layers. And that we'll see that this will be a gear reducer, and then it should have a shaft, gears, bearings, and other fitting elements in order to generate this. And then this exploded view will be a lot better in my opinion. Now I'm still going to wait over here for those with less components to be generated. As you can see, this was the most complex one, and we do have a lot of components. In this case, I see that the highest number will be 57. So this is actually segmented into quite a lot of components. But we see over here where those two cogs interlocked, Tripo didn't actually generate that. So this is again the main difference between a CAD model and a 3D model made from, let's say, usually polygons. Because usually CAD models, those will be perfect, aligned, and distributed. We see over here that this gear doesn't actually have a well-defined ratio. So over here, those two are close together, and overall, we don't have the exact radial distribution of those elements over here. There are some generative AI tools that are specially intended for CAD, and they will, let's say, put a higher emphasis on this, so that all the components will have those mechanical symmetry requirements. Because usually Tripo is mostly intended for 3D generation, so for that it's excellent. We see that this mesh segmentation is actually better with less components. If I'm going to explode this, we do have the individual cogs, and over here for those bearing housing, but we don't actually have the full shaft, so that was segmented into additional components. But this is, in my opinion, a lot better. So as you can see, even within generative AI, in some cases, less is more, and we do see that over here. Within mesh segmentation, we only have 33 parts compared to 57 previously. But in my opinion, this is a lot better. And we can further, let's say if you want to do a rapid animation, we can export this within Blender. We can do a little bit of mesh cleaning. We can center the pivot point of those gears, and we can have this animated over there. And this will be with the fewer components. As you can see within the preview, it will be as following. So even though it's stated over there between 3 and 6, it's actually more. So we see, I think it's actually even more than this one. So maybe this is the one with less components, even though this has a lot of components. But this will be the one with the most components. As we can see, in this case, splitting this into multiple components is not a good idea. Still, I'm quite impressed by the fact that Tripo mesh segmentation has advanced so much. But we see over here that we have reached a cap, and this cap cannot be, let's say, further processed without adding some additional information regarding what exactly is being reconstructed. If it's something mechanical, it should then have some additional requirements within the algorithm and make sure that all the components will be, for example, interlocking perfectly. they will be aligned if it's a mechanical assembly, because from this perspective, we see over here that the green gear and the yellow gear, they are, let's say, within the same plane over here. This one where I have the mouse cursor and this one. Over here as well with the blue one. That can easily be seen within the isometric view, but still the generative AI tool didn't actually recreate that exactly. So you see over here there's a slight offset of this gear on regarding the alignment with the large one. Okay, so this is Tripo3D attempt at recreating a gear reducer. In my opinion, the output is good, but as I stated before, the challenge is to add additional information within the model and make sure that the mesh segmentation is done accordingly to the model. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. You're going to find a similar video on the left side. And if you consider that you want to see more regarding this, you can subscribe. You're going to find a button on the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.